Hello, sixth grade. This is Miss Hannah checking in. I just wanted to give you a short recap on what we did today in our live session. This is the actual presentation that I showed on Zoom. So if you weren't able to join us, I wanted to deliver the information to you in some fashion as well. So this is the presentation. It is in Edmodo also. So if you haven't had the opportunity to look in Edmodo, I suggest you do that. I normally put all my lessons on my links on my videos or any supplemental material that was in the Zoom presentation in Edmodo. So we're going to go through the presentation. Hello, sixth grade, and welcome. Our agenda for today includes a welcome, our virtual classroom norms, our do now, a video which we won't see during this presentation, but you can log out, look on Edmodo for that video. It is on Edmodo. A reading activity. We're going to review our reading activity. The title of that article was Deforestation is Threatening the Amazon Biodiversity and Its Carbon Sponge. And an exit ticket. That's going to be a quiz on Edmodo and a writing sample in Newzilla. All right, so our virtual classroom norms. This does not apply at this time, but if you are ever able to visit us on Zoom, here are some of the norms. It's try logging in 5 minutes before the start time, just so we can see each other, so we can rectify any technology issues at that time. Inform your parent that you are in a session. Just let your mom or dad know, or whoever you are home with, hey, I'm in a session, and just have a silent workspace or area where you can be focused and attentive. Ensure that you are in a private space and you are on mute as soon as possible. There's a lot of feedback and there's a lot of noise sometimes from us all being online together. So I greatly appreciate when you are able to mute. Complete all pre-work. So for Newzilla, I want you to read that Tuesday lesson prior to watching or participating in the Zoom class. I normally put it up in Edmodo prior to our meeting, so maybe that Monday or that Friday, you should already have that material. Come prepared with a notebook and writing utensil. There's going to be a lot of note taking for this particular lesson. So if you need a notebook or writing utensil, have that with you. And again, mute your background until it is your turn to speak. Please be present and fully engaged. So if you're ever able to join us on Zoom, those are our norms. So our Blackboard configuration, this is similar to what will be on the board in the classroom. It's our learning target. Students will learn about deforestation and the impact this practice has on Earth systems. We have power words. Power words is a feature inside of Newzilla, and carbon dioxide and biodiversity were our power words. So I want you to make sure you look those up and learn those words. Our exit ticket, complete assigned quiz and Edmodo activity. All right, Michigan standards. This is just for my own accountability to assure that I am teaching you what is necessary and mandated by the state of Michigan. So these are the standards that this lesson covers. So you will be ready to proceed to the next level and with everything you need in your toolbox. So our do now. The do now is a daily practice that we do in social studies. Every day we do a do now activity. It normally takes about 10 minutes in which we reflect on the subject matter in a as a writing prompt, normally a paragraph, 5 to 7 quality sentences. However, for the sake of our virtual learning experience, you're just going to think about it in your head. What is deforestation? And we normally type it in the chat or we share dialogue aloud with each other. However, just I don't know if you're by yourself or if you're watching it with a friend or family member, or write it down. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. All right. What is deforestation? I'll wait. Got it? Okay, good. What is deforestation? Kidding. Deforestation is the loss of forest covers in or on a region that has resulted from trees in a forest area being destroyed faster than they can grow back. So an example of that would be there's a lot of new construction in our city and in our area, particularly downtown. So what they do is they cut down a lot of forestries and trees in that area to build different things, storefronts, apartment buildings, new homes. And while that is beneficial to us, it is dangerous for our animals and our wildlife who live in that particular area. Deforestation in South America is particularly dangerous because The Amazon rainforest is almost like the lungs of our planet. We'll get more into that after reading our article. All right, deforestation. Here's a visual feedback on that, what that answer was. So you can see if you have a notebook or if you're taking notes or writing it down, that would be important to jot down. It goes on to tell us that it goes on to tell us that researchers say deforestation has caused the Amazon to absorb less than half as much as carbon dioxide as it did 20 years ago. The forest is also vulnerable to many outside forces. Deforestation in the Amazon is the major cause of climate change due to the decreasing number of trees available to capture increasing carbon dioxide levels in the environment. So this extension here bottom, it is a video showing us about deforestation and what's going on with the loss of forest cover. And if you want to jot that down or pull it up on your phone, you're more than welcome to do so. It's also on Edmodo. All right, the next slide. So this is just going over our lesson, Tuesday virtual lessons. Why the earth needs the Amazon. In this lesson, students will learn about deforestation and the impact this practice has on earth systems. While learning about the topic, students will engage in a class discussion, watch a video, and review the text. Then students will answer the following question: how does deforestation impact the earth system? So we talked about deforestation extensively in class. So this is not a new concept for us. Actually in the article, it was about an ecologist, also known as the godfather of biodiversity, who was studying the Amazon rainforest. They actually had traveled there and was staying in huts with a group of ecologists just studying the Amazon's habitat. Um, it looks like they were discovered and was hoping to learn more about how it affected, more about how the rainforest impacted or affected climate change, and they wanted to learn about the connection between the Amazon and the loss of biodiversity. Um, the article told us quite a bit. In the introduction, it explained that deforestation was very bad for plants, animals, and for the people who needed forests to live. It explained that forests make it possible for all of us to live comfortably on Earth. It told us that it sites carbon, filters air, water, and stops flood. It also explains to us that it's home to more than 80% of the world's biodiversity. Trees provide us with homes, medicine, and food, and it's the most natural medicine. Some of the most natural medicine comes from plants that are in the forest. Um, there was also a section in there that talks about certain butterflies that only stay in the Amazon rainforest. Talks about ants and talks about a complex number, over 250 species that dwell in the Amazon rainforest. So to disturb or disrupt something so impactful will be detrimental. The Amazon rainforest is not just important for the species that live in them, they're also important for storing carbon dioxide. The Amazon is one of the Earth's most important environmental filters. It sucks carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere to use in photosynthesis. This is a process by which plants make their own food. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse. These gases are produced when humans burn fossil fuels like oil and coal. Greenhouses Greenhouse gases trap heat in the environment, which ultimately leads to the global warming. The Amazon rainforest helps control this buildup of greenhouse gases by taking in carbon dioxide. The Amazon can absorb more carbon dioxide than it releases, making it a carbon sponge. However, the rainforest is losing its ability to act as a sponge. This is due to deforestation and the cutting down of trees. If you look at this particular page here with my notes, I just identified some key elements and some key ideas that I deem important and I want you to pay close attention to. So again, if you're taking notes and you want to do well in your tests, I will review this information, jot it down, and make sure I have I have it accessible during the quiz, so you're able to provide me with the most accurate responses. This article also talked about the Amazon storing over 120 billion tons of carbon. It said that's equivalent to 10 years of carbon from cars, power plants, and other industrial sources. If the deforestation continues, this carbon dioxide will end up in the atmosphere, and the Earth and planet itself will be in danger. All right. So you're going to pay attention to any notes that I have here, any information. You also want to make sure that you're reading the articles on Newszilla. When you're reading through Newszilla, you want to make sure you're paying attention to some key things and answering yourself some key questions. What is this article about? Why is it important? And what did you learn? You also want to think about those three in questions as you go through this material. It is much different than our old platform reading reworks, and it's I like it a lot better. It's more challenging. It's more interesting. We can have more dialogue. So that's why I chose to switch over to it. So don't be frustrated if it comes off a little too difficult or just too much right now. We will get into it. We will get into a flow, and I will break down as much as I can as possible. Just make certain you're on Edmodo. You're looking for the supplemental work. You're trying to stay abreast to what it is, the concept and the learning target for that particular area. I'm going to try to show the video. It's going to be a small segment because I don't want the video to be too long once I add it onto Edmodo so everyone can see it. And before I do that, I want to make sure that you are in your application reading. You're logging into Newszilla with your either your Clever login or your Chromebook login. You can even create your own account. Just make sure you remember your username and password because I will not be able to reset accounts that you created on your own. I know a few of us had questions about carbon dioxide in our Zoom session. Carbon dioxide is a colorless, odorless gas produced by burning carbon and organic compounds. It is naturally present in the air. It is not bad in small concentrations. However, in high concentrations, it can displace oxygen in the air and produce less safe, clean air for us all to breathe. So we need the rainforest to actually keep that carbon settled. Also put information on there for you as well. We also can reach out to Mr. Trice and see if he can help us learn more about carbon dioxide since that's our science area. I'm just trying to make sure there's no more notes or nothing that I needed to address before we watch this video. Because after the video, it's just going to be the quiz questions. But I think I've covered everything, and we are all set to watch the video.